Hey, this is SJ Talks from Life. I'm gonna do a reaction to this video of Tony Gaskins talking about ideas about younger men. He is absolutely hilarious. So I'm about to do a reaction to. He's making some very very good points in this video. He's just coming to women, giving women the brutal truth about uh, being with younger men. Um, okay, here we go.
And now everybody podcasting. That's one thing. Michelle Obama got a podcast. It's like I am not finna leave being the first lady of the United States of America to a podcast. Man, listen, I'm gonna have my toes in the sand in Tahiti. She podcasting. That's a job. But I guess that's what she wanna do. But listen, this is hard to speak on.
He is so funny.
Because what I have found, just like Tracy Ellis Ross said that men her age is toxic, what I have found is that women her age is toxic. That I'm just tell you the truth. I'm 41. I coach my clients from my cell phone. The only clients that take the liberty to text me on average, it's exceptions to the rule, but on average, who take the liberty to text me like they own me and like they own my time and like they don't have to go through the normal protocol of booking a session is 50 years old and up. I'll be like,
fast forward a little bit.
Innately, they know that's not a connection. And so it don't matter really what Tracy Ellis Ross want to date. Younger men, on average, and you're gonna go through a lot trying to find a genuine exception to the rule. Men on average do not want an older woman, and that's right. That is the truth. That when I say that, these women that's in their 50s be mad. I mean, going off. I mean, be all in the comments, going off. Some of them be emailing me, and it's like, listen. You talking about men your age is toxic. Why y'all sending me emails when they didn't have email when you was in high school? Don't be sending no email.
He's so funny.
That ain't for your age group. And so this is what I want you to understand. Why younger men who want older women, I want you to understand why they want older women. They assume, these are their assumptions. You have worked longer in corporate. Your savings account is larger. Your credit is better. Your desperation is stronger. Your giving heart is bigger. Your knowledge of the game is less.
Okay, that's the part that I have to disagree with. I agree with the other points. That one I disagree with. Our knowledge of the game, maybe that might be the case for some older women, but a lot of us older women know what's up. You know that, and when older women date, I can agree with the other points. When they date younger men, if a woman, it's not the fact that she is not up on the game, is that when a woman is operating in desperation or out of loneliness, a woman is operating in desperation and out of loneliness, that can cloud her judgment. It's not the fact that she doesn't know the game. It's just that when a woman is lonely and when a woman is desperate, it can cloud your judgment. You know, when you're lonely and you're desperate, it can cloud your judgment. So it's very important for women to not, when we talk about us in the woman sphere, we talk about decentering men. Um, that's that's the reason is that's part of the reason is that even if you desire a mate, you still need to decenter men. So you when you out here dating and stuff, you're not operating out of desperation and loneliness, because it can cause you to make some wrong decisions. So yeah, I disagree with him. In some cases, that is true with some older women because they are operating out of desperation and loneliness. Okay.
That is why younger men who date older women, when I say older, I'm not talking about 3 years older, 5 years older. I'm talking about 10 years older or more. That's why they do it. Another bonus reason is a notch in the belt. It is a fantasy. Tracy Ellis Ross is an anomaly. She different because she don't look her age, and she is she light skinned, but she built like she dark skinned. So typically her shape is what men call a set of hams. Just talking about a booty. Typically that's on a brown skinned woman because brown skin is ideally what we know as from Africa. And then a lot of lighter skinned women a lot of times have European in them, which is built different than a lot of Africans. Although there are Africans with no booty, the Africans with a booty and women with African in their DNA a lot of times have more muscular, fuller, thicker glutes. They weight go to their glutes. Tracy Ellis Ross built like that. A younger man wants to experience that. He wants to see what that's like. He want to see what she working with.
Want to see how the booty works?
She also could get younger men because she is a celebrity.
I couldn't resist
now, I agree with her saying that men her age is toxic. The thing about it is, the younger men are toxic too.
I can agree with that point too. That I can agree with that point that yes, all men can be toxic. It's not just the older men out here. Older men, um, it's a different type of toxic because older men got way more baggage. Older men got way more baggage uh, than younger guys. They don't have as Younger guys don't have as much baggage as the older guys. So with older men, it's gonna be a different type of toxicity because you're dealing with uh, his baggage. You know, when you're dealing with an older man closer to your age, you're gonna be dealing with his baggage, whatever it is that he dealt with in his past relationships. That's what you're gonna be dealing with. So, with younger men, it's a different type of toxic. So, yeah, at the end of the day, yeah, all men can be toxic. So it's not an age, but it's just different types of toxicity based on their age.
They just have learned how to hide it better because they grew up with social media where you practice daily showing your highlights and hiding your lowlights. Whereas older men didn't grow up like that, so they're more authentic, transparent, open, and direct with how they feel. The younger men who feel differently, they is gay. And they are in lavender. They want a lavender relationship.
Lavender
And they want
relationship.
to be in the tomfoolery. A lot of these younger men are painting their nails, switching their hips. sleeping with transvestites,
Mm-hmm.
carrying STDs,
Yep.
and dropping it off
Yep.
in them older women.
And preach.
Them older women that live their whole life STD free.
Mm-hmm.
They want to get out here and be a young Thundercat, old cougar bear, and then young man drop off that bacteria.
Yeah.
And you get up to the age to where a cough will kill you. That bacterial vaginosis.
Ain't that the truth?
Or how you clicking the link in my description to get life insurance today.
I love how he promoted that.
So I'm gonna tell you, date your age.
I love how he threw that in there.
Date your age. I know you do not want to hear that. Young men don't want you. They do not want you. Because you got to think about it. If an older man struggle dating his own age,
Yeah.
how you think a younger man gonna date older? It's not authentic.
In some rare exceptions, you will get some younger men that, like he said, no younger than 10 year, a 10 year. Um, I, I, I don't understand why a woman would want to date a man half her age anyway. Um, yeah. I do understand. I do understand, but I don't understand, if that makes sense. But yeah, I can agree with what he's saying there. Um, these young men, well, I think all men can be, because a lot of some of these older men ain't got their stuff together. They may be looking to use you too. I think women that just need to look out for all men. But yeah, um, a lot of times a younger man is looking for that coin, looking for what you can do for them and stuff like that. So older women do have to watch out for that. You know, don't be used.
99 out of 100 times, a younger man with a 10-year older woman or more, it is not authentic. When it's authentic, it's because he had no clue she was 10 years older and he didn't even ask her age. And by the time he found out, he was already smitten. Like, he fell in love with how she looked. Love at first sight. He thought she was his age or younger. But other than that, I'm going to tell you from a man who I know men, and I know men well. And if you don't believe it, take some time and watch my videos, and you're going to see how well I know men, how well I understand men.
Yeah, he do.
I done played the game at the highest level and in the worst way.
Mm-hmm.
I have never in my life, in no locker room, I played basketball and football my whole life. I played football in college. We got 95 guys in that locker room. I have never in my life heard a man say he genuinely, authentically wants a older woman. Never. You better pray that God send you the unicorn of a man that is your age who is not toxic. Because while you out here trying to get broke off by these younger men, let me tell you what the younger men is, like what Tracy Ellis Ross talk about. The same thing that, what's that lady name? Jada Pinkett Smith found out about August Alsina. Now, you see what August Alsina is? In the men. He is into men. That's why he liked the Jada. Because they feel comfortable. They get to hide in plain sight.
Mm-hmm.
They get to be gay. They get to be lavender. And
Lavender.
They get to be straight all at the same time. They get to
funny.
paint their nails. They get understanding because the older
He said
woman
they get
is
to
an
be
empath
lavender.
and she like a mother figure. So he get to go hide in mommy bosom, but he get to sleep with mommy.
Ugh, yuck.
But authentically, organically, a man does not want an older woman because an older woman reminds you of your big sister. An older woman reminds you of your mama. Nobody, no healthy man want to sleep with that. Now y'all have to get that truth and stay out my comments and stay out my email and listen to somebody trying to protect you and trying to help you. Stop getting mad, scratch your booty, and get glad.
Scratch your booty and get glad. I remember that saying.
Because while y'all out here trying to be cougars, it's going to cost you. It is going to cost you. The younger men don't want you. Get you a man that's age appropriate, which means really within 5 years.
Right, I agree.
Like no more than 5 years younger than you.
Yeah.
And that ain't really considered a real age difference. And then up to 10 years older than you. That 15.
Yeah, I can agree with that. Now that I can agree with. I can agree with yeah, yeah, no I would say no younger than no I would say anywhere between 5 and 7. No older than 5, maybe 7 years, maybe. Yeah. Yeah. I agree with that. Yes. That's still a younger man, but he's closer to your age. I can agree with that. But don't be messing with these men that's young enough to be your son. That's mm-mm.
In your window, that's where you're going to be the safest at. You get outside of that the wrong way, going down, you finna lose that 401k. That 401k finna get cashed out early. That credit finna do like this. That credit finna, you finna go from that 800 to a 540 in 12 to 18 months. You finna have eviction notices. You finna have identity theft. You finna have credit card fraud. You finna be on American Greed.
Finna be on American Greed.
Dating Tinder swindler. That's why younger men go to older women to get over. To finesse you out your money. You paying for trips around the world. And then y'all be quiet with that. Oh, my friend got a man that's 10, 15 younger than her. He pay all the bills. Yeah, he probably also spending on a handstand on the weekend with his boyfriend. Ooh. That is what you call an exception to the rule. Ooh. You will lose your life trying to be the exception to the rule. You better hush and stop trying to look at that little raggedy exception. And the thing about it is, what I have found is women don't know nothing about men, and women can't read men. Women be bragging about somebody's relationship, and I look at that man 1 second and could tell that man like all kind of rectum of males. All kind of rectum. And I'm like, you couldn't tell that? So here you is bragging because your friend got a man that's 10, 15 years younger than her. He paying all the bills. That man gay as all outdoors. And he is not gay at all. Listen, you can't look at it like that no more. Now, the gays got muscles. Yep. Shoulders, abs, full beards. Gay thugs. They're not walking around just, hey girl, how you doing? All of them aren't like that. Nah, they got all kind of muscles. Beating on the chest and everything. Fighting. Gay thugs. In the NBA, in the NFL. That's what I call them. Boxers, everything. MMA. Like, ain't that gay ain't got to look no more. It ain't got to look no more. And you know why? Just like Kanye West. That's what you finna have to deal with some of these younger men. Kanye West say he was sucking Dang-a-Lang. Ooh. And not just Dang-a-Lang, his cousins. Oh, God. To the age of 14. Which really means to the age of 28. Sad. Which really means might still be around here. That's, yeah. You know why? No wonder he's so screwed up. That generation, them younger men grew up with that PORN. Or Kanye. Grew up with it. The older men, they had to go find somebody's magazine and couldn't even find a magazine. So the older men, the reason why they more seeming toxic and stuck in their ways and all of that, because they ain't grow up with all that technology. So that's why they not gender fluid, like Tracy Ellis Ross said, because they grew up like as real men. They grew up masculine.
Right.
They grew up shooting a fade. They grew up working with their hands. So you gonna get a more masculine man. These younger men today is lollipops, cotton candy in the sun
Cotton
with a
candy in
little rain,
cotton candy in the
soft
sun.
and sweet. That's it. And that's what you get. So when he going with the flow, you got to understand he letting a lot of things flow in and out of him.
Ooh, yuck.
That's what you want. You're gonna end up with a recompense in your body.
Comforts in your body.
You be better off selling with that toxic man with ED and riding off into the sunset because y'all can travel
Ooh.
around through France and Italy
Mm,
and all of that right there. And live your life instead of you trying to keep up with
mm.
these young men to get your back broke because you're nasty. Because I'm going to tell you like this right here. These younger men, they can't handle your perimenopause and your menopause and your hot flashes. These younger
Preach.
men ain't going to be able to understand that.
Preach.
You finna get left. You finna fall in love and get left. The mood swings and want to put your foot down and all that.
You wouldn't put your foot down.
But you have to realize the older men, they not toxic. They just less exposed
Ain't that the truth?
to the ways of the devil. They just less exposed to all of the fluidity. They ain't have
These older men can't deal with that either. These older men can't deal with no menopause neither. They can't. They struggle with dealing with it too. I tell you. Hmm.
to grow up seeing Magic Johnson's son and Dwayne Wade's son. They ain't have to see all that and accept that and be in class with that and brush the shoulders with that. These younger men had to accept that. Had to be, hey, what's going on, EJ? And EJ 6'8" in lace pantyhose with 6-inch heels on. And we looking at EJ, that's Magic Johnson's son. Look him up, you don't know who I'm talking about. That's what these young men had to go to school with. So that's why they gender fluid. Because they watching EJ walk around. What's up, EJ?
Pretty much.
Them older men didn't have to deal with that.
Hmm.
That wasn't really a thing. So that's why they seem more toxic and in a box and stuck in their ways. Listen, you better off with that. Cause what you gonna do when
No.
your little boyfriend come to put them paws on you? You finna be out here boxing a transvestite. Tracy Ellis finna be out here getting uppercut by Kitty. You remember Kitty, who Dwight Howard was with? That's a man dressing like a woman. Dwight Howard in his 30s. That's what these younger men is doing. So now Tracy Ellis finna be, Kitty finna be, get on my man. Leave my man alone. What you saying? That's what you want. You ain't got to deal with that with all the older men except Shannon Sharp. Other than that, you probably ain't gonna have to deal with that. So hey, y'all better come to your senses now and stop comparing. Stop comparing apples to oranges. And stop putting all these narratives out there. Because now Tracy Ellis Ross saying that everybody ain't Tracy. Everybody ain't got that shape. Everybody ain't no celebrity. Everybody ain't no notch in the belt. So she might get treated different by younger men. And they know she got more clout to her name. So they might tread lightly. Whereas the older men, they actually being authentic and they not scared of her. They not intimidated by her. So they telling her like, no, listen, I'm not going to yoga with you. No, I'm not finna be in there washing dishes and all of that. I'm not washing all the dishes. Like, let's call somebody who can clean the house. You want the house clean? What you want me to vacuum in some stilettos, Tracy?
Yeah.
What you mean? I'm toxic because I don't want to wash dishes.
Yeah, I don't think she wants all that. But yeah, he's got some excellent points. And Tony Gaskins is hilarious. I think he should consider doing stand up. I put in his comment section he should consider doing stand up. He is so funny, so hilarious. He breaks things down spiritually, cuts to the chase, and keeps it real with you with some comedy. So I really like that about him. But yeah, let me know what your thoughts are. I think he's making some really good points about from a talking from a man's perspective. I think he's making some really good points. Um, yeah, older ladies got to be careful because uh, older ladies can still get got out here. If you're operating out of desperation and loneliness, you can still get got out here. So older ladies, you need to be careful, and you need to be careful with the older men's too. I don't trust none of them. Be honest. I don't trust none. I don't trust the young ones. I don't trust the old ones. I don't trust none of them. So, um, yeah, trust is something that has to be earned. So, got to be leery of, and that's why we're always talking about decentering men. They think that we're coming from a place of bitterness, but no. Women, even if you desire a mate, you still need a dissenter man. So you're going to make better choices. You're going to make wiser choices. You when you move out here, you're going to be moving wiser. You know, you're not operating out of desperation and loneliness. You're so lonely and you're so desperate that you just kind of go with the flow. You know, you're gonna take your time and you're gonna use discernment when out here dating these men and stuff like that. Personally, I don't even want to be bothered. I thought maybe I wanted to date, but no, I don't want to be bothered. I don't want to be bothered with all that. Mm-mm. It's different dating over 50 versus when you're younger. So I don't want to be bothered with all that. You know, I'm good. I'm good, content in my singleness. But yeah, he makes some really good points. But let me hit me up in the comment section. Let me know if you agree with yeah, Tracy Ellis was I did another video talking about her standards. But yeah, um let me know what your thoughts are on older women dating younger men. Do you agree with a lot of points that Tony made in this video? Hit me up in that comment section and hit that like button to shoot that algorithm up and that share. Until the next video, you guys be blessed.